Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Shola, for being here with us. Shola is the PhET STEM specialist in Nigeria here in Africa. Thank you so much. I know it's quite cold in Lagos. I don't know other parts of the country. And sorry, I have a bit of a background noise where I am. So I apologize for that. So before, let's just relax a bit before we get into the business of the day. Now, I want everyone to mention in the chat box where, if you had all the resources in the world, where would you love to be now? Where would you love to vacate to? I'm sure for married people without your kids, maybe just you and your wife. Where would you love to be? Let me see your chats in the comment section, in the chat box. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Oh, someone said Canada. Everyone wants to go to Canada. Okay, that's okay. But where in Canada? There should be a particular, everyone say relocate. No, I'm talking of vacation now. I'm not asking for relocation. I know almost everybody in Nigeria wants to relocate, but I'm just talking of vacation. Have you pictured anywhere in the world that you would love to visit? And for me, I would love to see at least the wall of China. I would love to go there and, walk through the walls. So, I would like to have it okay, I see China. Where in China? Vacation is you're going to, beautiful places, spectacular places, like natural views of the world. So I see someone, Niagara Falls, great, in Canada. I also love to go there. I see another person says Kenya Game Reserve, good, to see those lions, right? Great. I see, who else again? Yes, please, Switzerland. Where in Switzerland? Where do you want to, what particular monument do you want to visit? Like I and Shola, we had a nice one in Senegal, in Dakar. We visited the tallest statue in Africa. Very beautiful trip there. Okay. Where else again? I can't see. We're 27. Let me see. Where would you love to visit? Okay, I see Malawi beaches. Oh, along Lake Malawi beaches. Great one from Azizi. I want in Nigeria. Where in Nigeria? I would love to go to Obudukatu Ranch. Okay. I wanted to go there, but I was hearing like, the place hasn't been that good, in good shape, but I would still love to visit there. So where? Let me see. Let me hear you guys now. So Bahamas. Oh, great one. Okay, great. Okay. So thank you. Oh, Rahid Falls in Switzerland. Let me hear you. Let me see. Please go to the chat box. Let's relax. Let's imagine. Let's picture places, Just, life is not all about, yes, there's work, there's pressure, but, this takes Hollywood, Yankari Game Reserves. Good, nice one. Lovely pictures. The lovely pictures, sceneries that would breathe life into you. Good. Never been to Africa, want to go there, Nigeria. Oh, great. Great, Malon Uson. Oh, great. I would love you to come to Nigeria. Great. So I have here my colleague, I think my professor. Professor Laika, are you with us here?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, great. So I have here my professor. I will say my professor, I'll call him my professor because, we are colleagues. He's a PhET fellow. Okay, my same set. So I'm so excited he's with me in this journey today. So you're going to learn a lot on implementation. Okay, so let's proceed now. I see someone, Ogba Zoo in Benin City. Oh, I've not heard of this. Ah, Queen, Zoo. Prof, you're in Benin now. Is the zoo still
I'm in
functional?
Benin.
Is the zoo
Yes,
still
very,
functional?
very functional, very functional.
What
They
animals?
say,
Are there lions there?
of course, they do. They do have lions. They have crocodiles. So many
in the Urban
animals.
Palace?
Pythons. No, it's some kilometers away from Oba's Palace. Maybe about 10, 15 kilometers from Oba's Palace. So it's very functional, and there's so much investment by the government on that facility. So it's more of a recreation center now.
Oh,
So
great.
it's always jam-packed. Yeah.
You see why? Wow. You see why meetings, questions like this help. Wow. So it's then because my son is like, I want to see a lion. I say,
okay.
yeah.
So I think Benin might be Benin might be the place for him to visit. Yeah.
Because the last story I heard of a lion in a Nigerian zoo is that it starved.
I think these ones have been taken care of. These ones have been
and
taken
died.
care of.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Great. So now I'll plan that visit. Thank God
No
Benin is not that
problem.
far from Lagos.
Of course,
I'll plan that visit by God's grace. Okay,
no
thank you
problem.
for joining us, my prof. Okay.
Thank you.
So now
I can also see Mr. Shola here. Hi.
Yes. Let me just quickly show myself. Where I am is quite a bit noisy. So hi everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. Okay. So first of all, in the next few minutes, we're going to be taking questions on where we had difficulties we had in the week 2, that's the activity on the course on activity design. What issues did we encounter? Any questions? Anything we are struggling with? Can I see hands? Anything you're struggling with? Or you can put the questions in the chat box. Is there anyone struggling with anything, having any challenges in the activity design course on Coursera? Put in the chat box. Anyone having any issues? Please kindly indicate here so we can, trash it out, because it says, Oluwakemi says, I can't start activity design. Why? Can you speak, please? I see, Shola, you saying this? I see Bianca, he says, not a challenge per se, but the course was really, really challenging. Yes, it was. But
I'm in transit. Hello.
Yes.
I'm in transit, but I can't start. Even though I go through the mail, it's still asking for payment.
Okay. Yes, several people. Now let me show you. Let me quickly, if you can see your screen. If you go to your mailbox, where are those Coursera invites? When you enter the mail, I think people are making a mistake of clicking on Coursera. Click on join group. Are you with me? When you click there, it takes you directly to the group, the DTW. Can we switch off our microphones, please? Okay, so it takes you directly to the DTW Nigerian STEM group. That's where it takes you to directly. But once you click on Coursera, it takes you to Coursera's website. And when you go there, it starts asking you for payments. So this is a mistake. And if it has done that already, then it means that you need to unenroll and enroll back, which is what I stated on the group. Are you with me? It said at root. Look at Bianca's reply. It said at root, just go to the bottom right. You will see 3 dots. Click on it. You will see the okay. Oh, okay. That is someone asking for screenshots. Okay. So that's how you navigate the activity. And I've done a video, which I've posted the video on the group, on how to navigate the activity design. From your email, always make sure you click on join group. don't click on Coursera. Click on join the group and it takes you to the course itself. If you already click on Coursera and you get into the course and it's telling you to upgrade to pay money, please unenroll, then enroll back by going to the email and click on join group, and the problem will be solved. Okay, let me see if there's another question. No.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all right, okay, Loa Kemi, thank you. Which other question? Yes, please. I did like to have a quick rundown on, okay, someone has given you the quick rundown on how to get the screenshot of the screen of the SIMs. You can, for some phones, they are just, there's a particular button. I think if you press your volume down button and your power on button, it screenshots your phone, or you, according to Bianca, it says, at the bottom down of this right, you see 3 dots, click on it and you see option to what? Screenshot. Okay. Adeyemi, this is my first meeting. I have not started anything on Coursera. Okay, right now I'm going to drop a link on the group. I hope you're on the group. I'll drop a link on the group where you can register. Drop your email and we will send you the invites to the course. And please, there's a particular time, this is the first batch. You can join, but you have 2 things to cover. You have to be fast before this batch timeline closes, elapse. Okay? So that's for Adeyemi or Adeyemi. Agogo says, most of the exercise seems the same pattern. It's the same pattern, but it takes you, it's a ladder, it's a step to creating your own activity worksheets. Okay, even if it seems the same pattern, it's a step. When you read through, you see that before you can get your activity sheets, you have to follow all those steps. Bisola says, it was a seamless journey for me. I use my mobile phone and I have received both certificates. Thank you so much, Bisola. I think you are the champion for this group. I'm looking out for champions. Thank you so much, Bisola. Okay. I'm looking out for champions because, next year, by God's grace, if there's another PhET fellowship, I want about 5 or 6 Nigerians to become PhET fellows and from this group. Okay, because this year, I don't know why Nigerians did not apply. Only 1 PhET fellow from Nigeria. From Kenya, there are about 3. Shola, please, why? Can you explain why? Shola, are you there?
Hi, Blessing.
Yeah.
So can you say that again?
I said, I'm asking why. Why was there just only one Nigerian in the PhET fellowship this year? What happened?
There was so interest and many for many, it's down to application and many factors. So it's hard to be able to say, and for us as well, I would say the country is not the most important thing. So we're not choosing how's the best way to express it. Looking at it through a country lens is not the most effective. I know there's Oluwakemi. Is she the only one this year?
She's the only one this year.
That's interesting.
She's the only one this year. So that's what I was wondering.
But you didn't ask this question when we had like the highest number last year, right?
Yeah. Actually, right. we're 3 from Nigeria last year, but this year at least more people to join the workforce and help us in Nigeria. But by God's grace, I believe next year.
My advice would be for people to, of course, learn the most they can from opportunities such as this, so that when opportunities like that comes up, of course, they are in a place to show their depth of understanding, both around the PhET ecosystem, but also, of course, implementation in class, designing activities that reflect student-centered approaches, and a lot of those criteria that are considered in the application process.
Yeah, anyway, thank God, we have treated everything. If you go through this course, everything about the application process has been treated. The application is thorough. The way this course is as thorough as this, that's the way the application is also thorough. Okay, so it's a fair fellowship for, I think like 18 months. It comes with a stipend of $2,000 just to support you and executing your leadership plan. Okay, so it will be a lovely one for Nigerians to come on board this. And definitely when it comes up next year, I will share it on the group and encourage you to join the fellowship. Beautiful fellowship, okay? So that's just by the way. Chiamaka said, I'm done with week 1, but have not received the certificate. If you've not received the certificate, it means you just said week 1. There is week 1 in the first course, Introduction to PhET. There are 2 weeks, week 1 and week 2. You must finish those 2 before you get your certificate. Thanks, Bianca. I actually did this, but the background is black instead of white. You can check the settings on your phone, Ruth. My email is this. I'll be expecting the invites. Please, I have dropped. Okay, let me still drop. Just so I don't have, how do I get this link? Hold on. I'm going to drop the link where you can register. Oh, okay, for someone else, I dropped it in. Let me quickly drop the link on the group. And also, yeah, on the chat box, please, if it's your first time, okay, please join, register there, okay? Okay, let me go back to the questions quickly. Please, I'm submitting the SIMS for that's whole class presentation assignment. Yeah, submit and continue, okay? We do not have information about the PhET fellowship, I guess. It was sent out. That's okay. Yeah, definitely. Maybe you've not been using PhET before, so you won't get it. But now, thank God, you are now connected to this group. You will definitely know when the next fellowship starts. Please be connected to us on the WhatsApp group and also the Facebook group, which I dropped in the description and in the group. Please do join all those so we notify you. I'm very grateful I received my 2 certificate grades. Olalinko, congratulations. What are the things required? Don't worry, when that time comes, you will know the requirement for the PhET fellowship. But you're already prepared by going through this course. When you finish it, I have received my 2 grades, 2 certificates. That's Ishaku. Sorry for pronouncing your name that way. I'm not so good, and I apologize, please. I believe now that we have a group, there should be more. Yes, there will be more PhET fellowship. Okay? I didn't know. Good. I just got to know. Good. About PhET. Great. You are going to get the criteria. How do I start my course, my email? Please register. I just dropped the link in the chat box. Register there. By Monday, you should get your invite to the course. Okay, so thank you. So let us now get on to the work of today. So we're looking at implementation. That's the next phase, implementation of our lesson plan. All right, so we now have our activity design. Now we have to get our lesson plan. All right. So what does it involve now to write a lesson plan? We have lesson notes already, but when it comes to using PhET in your classroom, so you don't just get confused along the way. You have to prepare, just like the way we prepare for our lesson notes. We have our objectives. We have things that we have to accomplish during the course, okay, the class. Now, so a lesson plan is a document that illustrates how to implement an activity with students using your PhET simulation. So this document typically includes your learning goals, your prior knowledge, which you have done in activity design, how to design your pre-lab. Your pre-lab is checks for prior knowledge of the students. you've learned how to create challenge prompts, discussion prompts, your student activities, which is the activity sheet you designed and submitted, teachers' actions. You need to state the things you'll be doing, okay? The things you'll be doing during the course of executing the plan. You don't just put everything in your mind. No, you might forget. You might get to a point and you get stuck. But once you have that particular lesson plan, you would flow. You know when to stop. You know when to tell students to do this. You know what student interaction you expect at a particular time. Okay, and reactions and answers, you know what to do. Okay. So here, now what does PhET recommend in a lesson plan? It should have an overview. Okay, I'm going to show you a sample. You should have an overview, which is a section that includes the students' prerequisite skills, learning goals, standards, key questions and materials. Okay, and also I apologize for the noise. I'm actually in a training. Okay, I just had to step out.
You're doing good.
Okay,
you're doing good.
Okay.
There's no background noise. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. So, and the second thing is a pre-lab. Okay, which you have to have in your lesson plan. Then the third thing is your open play, which is very critical and very important. There's always a 10 minutes open play, which is critical. You have to try to get questions, give students great questions that won't tell the students all about the sim, that would raise their own curiosity and know how to do the sim. So you really have to think to plan that, which you have done in your activity design course. So 4 is the sim-centered activity, and 5 is your discussion and summary, 6 is your going forward. So you don't need to worry. This section, you've already done it. So what you're doing is just putting everything now together, your pre-lab, bring your pre-lab, your activity sheet, then how you will structure the lesson plan to go. Okay, now let me go through this. This is a lesson plan I did, is on the PhET website. After you do, PhET has done something marvelous. After you execute your plan, you can publish it and reference to it. Okay, if you go on the website, on the PhET website, let's go there. If I go to, browse activities, I think I can search, search something on unit rates, browse. It will bring up everything on unit rates. I'm trying to get where give me a minute, hold on. Unit rates, let me try to streamline it to maths. All subject maths. Doesn't start in everything. Aha, you can see this unit rates, lesson Chukwuka. Okay, so it gives you, it's another cap, further to your cap. You can publish this and your name is on the PhET website. Okay, that's after it has scaled through the process, the pre-implementation reflection tool. Okay, you must have ticked off all those, checked off all those boxes. Okay, before it can be published on the PhET website. So where are you? Aha. So this is an example of a full lesson plan. So you have this here, unit rates, it tells curriculum, prerequisite skills, your learning goal, all right, materials you would need, key vocabulary, the time for this particular lesson plan to be executed, your pre-lab, and here, open play time. What the teacher will do and what students will do. Okay, so this helps you. So you have this. So when it starts, you have a guide to follow. Okay, so to make the class engaging and to achieve your own goal. Okay, why PhET does this is so you don't, we can tend to like, oh, I will know what to do when I get to this particular time. No, you might forget. Okay, so having this would help you, and it will help you achieve maximum results in that particular lesson that you want to carry out. So you can see this, all the questions are here. How can they tell? How can they make sense? Then this is the pre-lab here for the students. Pre-lab, they'll just quickly tell your answers. You can call it out and they tell your answer and they tell you the answers. Then this is the activity sheet itself. Come down here. Okay, so this is what you will print out. Now, this lesson plan is based on a school where students have tablets, which I stated from the beginning. So it means the school has systems, maybe 2 to a system. You print out this activity sheet. You can print 1 paper front and back. Always make sure your activity sheet is short. Anyway, you're going to also, you must have read that just 2 pages enough. So you have 1 sheet of paper which you can print front and back and share to the students. Okay, so this lists them. They'll write 3 things they discover. Anyway, we're going to go through this simulation, this lesson plan together during our breakout session. I'm just showing you this as an example, okay, of your full lesson plan. So you can see you've already got all the components you've done in your activity design. So it's all about bringing them together now to form your lesson plan and chart a course on how you would go through the plan. Okay? So here, regardless of what strategies you intend to use in your lesson, your plan should provide enough contextual description so that an outside reviewer can understand who your students are. Just like the way we went to the site, it showed who the students are, the grade. It showed what I would do as a teacher and what you expect your students to do. That's why you need a lesson plan. Okay, so using teacher guide and also guideposts. Okay. Now here, we have here, the next part is, after preparing the lesson plan, we need to do what? We need to reflect on our plan. Okay, and it's always good to reflect on your plan. It's always good you go through the plan as a student. You yourself go through the plan as a student, okay? And test it to see if you understand it, if you can follow through. Okay, so to support you to write an effective plan, lesson plan, PhET has some set of reflection tools, okay, which you will see during the course. You will download, and like there are some checkbox. It asks you, have you done this? You go to your plan, have I done this? And check all those boxes. Okay, and also here, you would assess whether your lesson plan includes the basic structure elements, prompts for active learning, essential elements for whole class implementation strategies, or small group or individual activities. Okay, and a helpful strategy is to conduct, as I said, your own reflection using the tool, and then asking a colleague, if the colleague can, to review your lesson plan. But if a colleague can, the reflection tool helps you to review the lesson plan. So now, under prep and facilitation, there are some questions, you should have at the back of your mind, you should ask when you're about to facilitate the plan itself. Okay, one of the questions is, what do you expect will be the most challenging part of your lesson for the students? Now, This takes you to you going through the lesson plan itself. From my own lesson, from this lesson plan I published, don't worry, Professor Olainka will take you through his physics lesson plan. This is a maths lesson plan. Okay, I know that students are going to, so this is for like primary 4, 5, 6 maths. And I know that when it comes to this place, I know where it's going to be difficult for students. Here, this place. I said here, now increase the number of carrots as stated in the table below. Record their prices, then find the unit price per carrot for each of the rates in the table. So, number of carrots, 8. They now have to find what? The unit what? Price. Are you getting me? I know that they're going to find it difficult here. I also know when it comes to here, share with your partner or write down what you observe in the table. They have to observe. What do they observe? I know it's also going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. So during that time, as a teacher, I go around and closely watch what they do. Are you getting me? So you would know that part of the lesson plan. Every teacher knows in whatever topic you're teaching, you know that challenging part where students are going to find difficulty. And that's why sometimes you dwell, you know, you put enough time, you dwell on that particular part of of the topic because you know it's confusing and it's going to be challenging. So you should know what part of the lesson will be challenging. And also, other than your intended learning goal, what else my students discover during your lesson? You should have that down. The third one is, how will you ensure students understand the learning goals of objectives? You also should look for ways to make them understand. And that is drafted in your teacher's prompts and students' response, okay? And also very important is, give some real life examples that will help kids relate with the topic. Now, let me show you let me go back to this. So real life examples. So I went here. You know, this is a session. Quickly go. Okay, pre-lab. In my pre-lab, okay. And this morning. Okay. So one of my tools, one of the materials I use here is 8 candies. Can you see this? I related it to real world, 8 candies and 4 20 naira notes. So I brought that to the class, 8 sweets and 4 20 naira notes. So they can relate it to unit rates. Are you with me? So if mommy or daddy sends you to buy candy, mommy gives you 20 naira, and you go to the vendor and said you want sweets. The vendor says 1 sweet is 5 naira. How many candies will 20 naira buy? Are you with me? So you see, I've related it to the real world. So it's always good you try to relate the activity to real world. Give real world scenario. It helps them also keep this concept intact and put it in their memory. Okay? So, where am I? Okay, good. Real world. So another thing is, what important features of the sim do you want students to discover during open play? You should also note that down, the important features. What are 2 or 3 questions you might use during and after open play to prompt discovery? You should have those 3 questions also. You will see that it's also in my lesson plan notes during open play. It's written there. During open play, yeah, this is my open play. It says, you can see the step, distribute activity sheets. Ask students to work in pair. Encourage students to take a few minutes to explore the unit rate simulation. Ask students to complete the explorations of activity 1. That's after we've done that. Circulate the room. What do you notice about the simulation? What do you wonder? Those are the questions I'll be asking. What are the different ways the sim shows us rates? This will be my final question when we are trying to discuss and try to reinforce knowledge of the concepts. Okay, so yeah, so the 7th one is ask shop for examples. 8 is strategize. Strategies. What strategies will you use to help students work productively? You need to make the class active, so you have to have strategies. 9 is where are the natural break points for you to stop and check students' activities? It should also be noted in your lesson plan. Okay, you can see this document in your course. You are going to have a template where you can work on. Okay, there will be a template for you to work on. All right. Now, here is another thing is what questions or prompts will you use to check for understanding? You can see that question. I said, what part of the sim would help you check, understand unit rates? Those are questions. How will you support student ownership? You have to learn that. Does your lesson have sufficient room to allow for unexpected learning opportunities? Okay, how will you cue students that it is time for a whole class discussion? Some classes you can just, when you clap, it's time to stop, everyone group discussion and let's have a whole class discussion. There are cues that you would, have with your students. Okay, how will you support equitable opportunities for all students to participate in discussion? You should have that. How will you and the students know if they have achieved the learning goal? Is at the end. Now, you can see that at the end of my activity sheets, there's a question I dropped. The last question. Okay, final check. That's my final check. How can you find a unit rate when giving rates? Let them explain in their words. Now, using my real world example, I said, please provide an example using 8 candies and 4 20 naira notes presented in the class. So they start providing examples. Let them do it on their own. They don't need, this, when you're, another thing is we should not get them scared that it's a test. When it's a test, they start copying each other. Let's not get them scared. Let it be what the PhET simulations try to encourage is your own discovery. So no one is wrong. Okay, let them say whatever is in their mind. Okay, I implemented this with primary 4, primary 5, primary 6 students, and even the primary 4 students that haven't even started treating unit rates understood what unit rate is and could relate it to what a real life everyday scenario of what they do with their mom and dad when they go to buy things. Okay, and here you can see my final check. Another question here: why is it important to understand unit rate? List 3 possible scenarios that involve unit rates at home. We will discuss this in the next class. You see that? Okay, so these are ways to know if your students have achieved the learning goal. 7 is how will you support students to synthesize their learning? You should also try to figure that out. One important thing is also, number 8 is what technology checks do you need to do before implementing your lesson plan? You need to download the sims. What I do, if I go to training to schools, and by the way, I do physical training. If any school, you have a large group of schools, you can gather teachers, or you are in this association, you can invite me, I'll come to train teachers. If be it 3 days, you can gather a lot of teachers and all that. So when I go, before I go, I try to, whatever sims, I try to tell them to download. Because I've gotten to a school one day and the internet failed. Even my own mobile internet failed. So it really, really frustrated my work that day. So I try to tell them, download the simulation, this is what you would use in class tomorrow. So it's downloaded. The sims are free. When downloaded, it can be accessed offline without internet, once downloaded once on your laptop. Okay. 9, how will you set up the classroom? To maximize student engagement, you should have a plan. How many students will stay in the system? How will you group them? You should also have that plan. Okay, I see some chat. Okay, I'm not a class. Okay, I received. Good. Okay, so that's it. And now we'll quickly, Shola, Shola, are you there?
Yes,
Hello?
Blessing, I'm with you.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to check. Yeah, Prof. Professor Olainka.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with
Can
you.
Can you add something before we go into the breakout section?
Okay, thank you very much for that insightful and then a very wonderful background you have given to us. I would quickly like to also emphasize on the importance of lesson plan. I was looking at it from this perspective that not having a lesson plan before delivering a lesson is just like somebody trying to build a skyscraper without having a plan, a well laid out plan. And so such person might have best of materials in place. You may have a best of even engineers in place. You might have best of human and materials. But if there is no proper plan, or what can be referred to as an architectural framework that you are following, you may end up wasting both human and material resources you have taken to site. And so I look at a very well-structured lesson plan as being very crucial to effective teaching and learning. And I believe a well-prepared, a well-laid out lesson plan can actually help us to achieve the objective of our learning. It can really help us to achieve it. The objective are usually stated in simple terms. And when those objectives have been stated, some people will call it internal learning outcomes. That is, from the word go, you already know the end results of that lesson. And so the objectives are tailored towards that right from the onset, you have the idea of where you are going. And so for every pupil or every student or every learner you have, there is this in their mind that, oh, at the end of this lesson, I must have been able to attain this level of competency. Is very important. I also believe that a very good lesson plan will also help in effective time management. Many a times at the end of the term or at the end of the semester, we see a number of persons struggling with, oh, I've not completed my scheme of work, I've not completed this or that. I believe lesson plan can also help in achieving a very perfect time management of time management of activity, so that we can cover the curriculum as and when we are supposed to achieve that. Also give rooms to adaptability and then flexibility, in this sense that it gives opportunity to be able to achieve learning in a flexible manner, whereby all learners can actually go. One of the key things that PhET has done for us is that it's more of student-centered, and the attention is also given to the learner. Traditional way of teaching. In the case of the pedagogy that PhET has put forward, we are seeing a situation whereby students or learners are also active participants in the process of learning. And so that brings about flexibility, whereby every learner at their home pace can actually learn and then have an understanding of what is being done. Of course, we cannot rule out that a lesson plan will also help us with student engagement. That is very, very crucial and very important. Another aspect that I also believe so strongly is the aspect of professional growth. My own personal experience when I started using PhET, I just needed to solve a simple problem. I've shared this in some meetings before. Now, I needed to solve a simple problem of doing practicals where I don't have apparatus. And I stumble at a STEM. I stumble at PhET Sims. And I find it handy without any particular structure. I approach it based on the manual developed for those practical, and I was able to achieve what I wanted to achieve. But I haven't gone through this PhET fellowship, or still going through, maybe I'm running on my PhET fellowship now. I can appreciate the importance of a well laid out lesson plan to be able to actually achieve a more effective and more meaningful teaching output. And so as a professional, you are becoming better by having these skills, and then you'll be able to also do your work better. So in all of this, I see lesson plans as a very indispensable tool, a well laid out lesson plan as a very indispensable tools that are very crucial to effective teaching and learning, especially teaching and learning process for the 21st century students who are popularly referred to as technology indigens, or people that are considered as people who are born into the technology. And so to be able to teach them and engage them, I sincerely believe that technology will play a very crucial role. I also believe that maybe in a breakout room, we have opportunity to discuss this more so that we can save some time. Thank you, Blessing.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shola, can you buttress on the importance of the PhET plan in a few minutes? As the
I think you've covered a lot.
Yeah.
I think you've covered a lot.
Okay.
So I'll save that time so that we can go into the specifics during the breakout, and then when we come back at the end, we can have time to address specific questions based on the experience they've had in that.
Okay.
That'll be good. But Zach is now on call, so I should let you know.
Is he here?
Yeah, Zach is now on the call. Zach, would you like to add, or should we do that after the breakout?
Maybe
Zach?
just to yes, Blessing, Shola. Hi everyone.
Yeah.
Apologies. I wasn't able to join on time.
No
but
problem.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
know,
just
he's a new daddy, so we
Yes,
understand.
it's busy.
It's not only in Nigeria here. There's this particular pepper soup that we are given as when we just give birth. It is my husband that eats it too.
It's a nursing father. I think
even
he's
too,
qualified
he's
to
also
do that.
enjoying. He's a nursing father.
Yes. Yeah. So great. Thank you. Just one thing I want to add is what I'm sharing on screen. I think you see three things on the screen, like the simulation, then how you design your activity and how you're going to facilitate. I'm just adding on what Blessing has been talking about. And these three components are like really key to a successful lesson. While you're planning, like thinking through the simulation you're going to use, how you design the activity, and how you're going to facilitate. That's why the lesson plan is really, really valuable, because you're thinking about these three things in one component. So to make the best use of the simulations and maximize on the learning outcomes for your students, it is important not only to just consider the simulation, but also how you engage in the activity, the plans you have for your students, the teacher facilitation, of course, like, the way in which you carry out the plan. So these three things like work in unison is the only thing I also wanted to just emphasize. As you plan, you would think about these three things concurrently. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Zach?
Thanks, Zach. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Okay.
saying that's the only thing I wanted to emphasize, even as we
Okay.
think about like going to the breakout rooms. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
can you create Richard couldn't join us, so I wanted a maths, chemistry, and physics, but I think we're just gonna have 2 breakout sessions. Okay, so physics and chemistry, biology should join professor's group. So let's just have 2 groups. So why I would treat the maths group. Okay, Zach.
Sorry,
So
Blessing, you're saying math?
yeah, just maths and science. Let's do maths and science. So
Okay.
Professor Lainka is treating the science breakout room, and I will be treating the maths breakout room. So we have like 40 minutes. We are implementing a lesson plan, a full lesson plan. Professor is implementing a physics lesson plan. I am implementing a maths lesson plan. So yes, this video is recorded, so you're going to can you get the recorded videos? Yes, they're already there. You're going to get them. Okay, if you're on the group, you would see them. So that's what we're going to do. So you join for science if you're in physics, chemistry, and biology, while if you're maths, you join the maths breakout room, and we'll go through a lesson plan in 40 minutes. Then we'll come back and reflect on what we learned. Yeah. So when you create the group, let me know, Zach. Or let us know.
Okay, give me a second. I think Blessing, like you have the rights to this meeting.
Oh, hold on. Let me make you
yeah.
a co-host now.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I made you a co-host. You can do that.
Okay. So you said 2 breakout rooms.
Yes.
And okay, so the first room is math, and the second room is science. Okay. So I'll open the rooms, and then you choose whichever one that you'd like to join.
Okay, so you join science or the maths?
Yeah. Okay. The rooms are open.
Okay, thank you, sir. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. Let's wait for others to join.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, sir.
How is family?
Fine. We thank God. Bless God.
You are an enthusiastic facilitator.
Sir?
You are an enthusiastic facilitator.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.
I don't know why waiting for that. Can I ask a question?
Okay, sir.
Actually, I'm not teaching specific subject, maths or sciences. I am an education technologist, and I teach in a tertiary institution.
Okay.
But as part of my work, I'm really interested in this training. So I've been attending the Saturday's training as well. But because of the much work on my desk, I've not been able to do the online assignments, the weekly assignment. I don't know whether after this training, I can still go through the training.
There's a time, the workshop is time bound.
Oh, okay, okay.
Time bound.
Okay.
So once the Coursera link expires, it closes the batch for this. So except you join another batch again. Okay,
Okay,
which
how
is
will I
another
get information?
4 weeks. I will share it on the group. If you're on the WhatsApp group, you will get the
Okay,
notification of
okay,
another workshop.
I am. All right. I'll be looking forward towards that.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. Okay, I think we can go forward. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Okay. So quickly, let me share my screen. So I'm going to be facilitating implementing a lesson plan, which is on unit rates. So I'm going to share. Let me share the simulation with you. You can see why the lesson plan is very important, because you have everything in it. So I'll copy the unit rates. I'll go to the chat box. I'm going to drop. Okay. So I've dropped the link to unit rates, the simulation link. If you click on the link, it should take you to the sim. Okay, so this is it. Has everyone gotten the link? Let me see your thumbs up if you have the link and you've gone to the PhET, the simulation. Let me see your thumbs up. Or just you raise hands or something. Or speak. Okay. Just one person. Let me see your thumbs up. Okay. Or can we speak? You have the link. Okay, I see thumbs up in the chat box. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm going to first ask you, I know we are all adults, so this is a very simple lesson plan for kids, but still to jog our memory, we are going to go through our pre-lab. Okay, I'm going to take this like now, can someone quickly define unit rates? Can someone quickly define unit rates?
Good morning. Good afternoon, Ms. Blessing.
Good afternoon.
For my understanding, unit rate is the price for maybe an item.
Good, good. Any other person?
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr.
Fikabo.
Kabo. Yeah, I can hear you.
Unit rate is the value of a single quantity or unit quantity of an item.
Good. So the value of the unit quantity of an item. Nice. Okay. Mrs. Peter, also nice. So you will see kids giving their own definition of unit rates. Don't, we've had this system of, it is what my professor teaches me, that's what I will give out. No. So it means we will become whatever we put in, that's what we put out. We are not going to refine it in our own way before we dish it out. No, it shouldn't be that way. Okay, so we should allow kids say whatever they understand about unit rates. Now, can quickly someone tell me a method to calculate unit rates from rates? What methods do you use?
Direct proportion.
Okay. It's not only Mrs. Peter that is here now. Please,
We
somebody
can
else.
use the ratio.
Ratio, okay. Delight, who else? Who else? Okay, let's go forward. Come again, Chinaza.
Cost.
Cost.
Cost. C-O-S-T. Cost. Yes.
Okay. And can you expatiate? Hello, Chinaza. Hello.
I think what she's trying to say is, breaking down the price of the total number of items by the cost of it.
Cost per unit, right?
Ratio.
Yeah, per unit. Yeah.
Ratio.
So
Cost.
it's simply referring to the ratio and
okay.
the
All
proportion.
Right. Okay. So now we have here, it says, the first box, it says using the number of boys and girls in your class. So I made it in their class. Now here, this is let me see if we have everyone's picture up. Okay, not everybody's picture. I would have said, let us just look and count how many people do we think are men and women, but we might not be able to get that because not everybody's pictures is up. So I said, using the number of boys and girls in your class, what is the ratio of boys to girls? Okay, so this question is to test their knowledge on ratio. It's prior knowledge. Do they understand what ratio is? So I said girls to boys, right? The different ways to mathematically represent your answer. So you can see the prior knowledge I'm trying to get. Do they know what ratio is? Do they know the mathematical ways to represent what ratios? Now, here, using the number of boys and girls in your class, what is the ratio of boys to girls? Okay, so here also, I'm trying to test their knowledge of ratios too. Because kids might be, if their prior knowledge isn't that strong or well laid, they will still give the same answer, girls to boys, as boys to girls, boys different. Now here it says, write the ratio of total candies to money presented in the class, and write the rates of total candies to money presented in class. So these are what also prior knowledge, okay, that I'm asking them. So after this, we now share our answers quickly. Within 5 minutes, we share our answers. All right. So now, coming to the real main activity sheet itself. So our learning goals is to what? Define unit rates. That's one of our learning goals. Second learning goal is determine a method to calculate unit rates from rates. The third learning goal is apply knowledge of ratios to find unit rates in real life situation. That is our third learning goal. And the fourth one is explain uses of unit rates. Now, open play. I want you to go to the simulation. I'm going to time you 5 minutes to play with the PhET simulation. Now, when you click on the simulation, I want you to enter the shopping lab. Go to shopping lab. You can see the directions I've written on my activity sheet. So I don't even need to say it again. Allow 5 minutes play, unit rates, shopping lab. So when they open it, they go to what? Shopping lab. So I want you now to go to shopping lab. Everyone, you can go to shopping lab. Are you on the simulation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you get to shopping lab, look at this. Describe 3 main things you have discovered. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. So what do you wonder about the sim? What do you notice about the sim? And describe some 3 things that you have discovered. I'm going to ask like 3 people on the group. So I'm giving 5 minutes now.
Well, madam.
Yes.
I'm using my smartphone, so it's not showing fully well on the screen. So I cannot really interact with the.
You can interact though. I'm using my phone too. You can do it actually. Zoom, you can zoom, zoom in. Okay. And
I can't get it, man.
You can't also interact.
Yes.
I think I can. Yeah, I can move the items even as I'm using my phone.
Are you moving the item? Is someone you should? It works on your mobile phone.
Yeah, it works.
It works on the mobile phone because even sometimes when I go to some schools to try to help teachers, see teachers through, the schools, not all schools have enough devices, so we use our phones. I tell the teachers to bring their phones, so we use their phones. But anyway, anyone that can operate the sim, please play around with the sim for 5 minutes and describe 3 main things you discovered. So you have 3 more minutes. So you need to figure out how to, play around the sims, how to control things, how to find the controls yourself. Because this is what as you tell your students 5 minutes open play, that is what you should encourage them to find out. The controls, how to use the sim, what you need to push around, to carry, play around it. What do you discover? What are the things that you have discovered? Okay, so now I'm going to ask, okay, someone is typing in the chat box. Please, can I get the link to the sim?
Okay. Can we start discussing what we've discovered?
Okay, you can start, please.
All right. One thing I discovered was at the bottom left, you have the icons representing the items in question. We have the apples, we have the carrots, and I think the grapes. And we could actually edit the costs per item, the rate in question.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. For the apple, you have 5 apples.
Mm-hmm.
You could actually reduce the number of apples one after the other.
Okay.
And when you do that, you have the bottom left, just right above the icons, you have the rate $ per apple. If you click on the carrot icon, you could also change the costs, per carrots. But the carrots, you have them in packs of 4.
All right, please. Adekemi, please, can you stop writing on the screen, please? We're all seeing it. Please. Okay.
Sorry, it's
okay.
Wait, I'm sorry, please. I'm very sorry.
You can erase it. You can just erase it from your end. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to look for the eraser.
No? Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
So,
okay, continue.
Yeah. So you have that. So each time you put them on the scale, it gives you the costs. Take, for example, if I put a pack of carrots on the scale there, I have $3 for a pack of 4 carrots.
Okay.
And if I put another pack, one from 1, that makes it 2 packs. You see, the scale will read to me $6.
All right. Okay. Okay. Yes. Let's allow someone else to also share what they discovered. Any other person to share what he discovered apart from what he said or what he said? Anything he discovered? Any other person want to share? You can unmute and share.
Now, I went further to the aspect of racing car.
The instruction is shopping lab.
You say what?
The instruction is
Shopping
shopping
lab.
lab.
Activities.
Okay, I understand.
You have some of those. You have some of those students in your class.
Yeah,
Too.
there are some of those students. So you have to now guide. You have to now bring you back. Because it's very interesting and it's game-like. So it's fascinating for them. So they would go. But that's why, so that's why you are the teacher that provides the scaffold to bring them back. You know what you want. You must, you want to achieve your goal. So the goal is shopping lab. So any other thing anyone discovered?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I also noticed that as you're setting, once you start putting your items, like I was working with the apples. So once you start putting your apples, let's say you want 4 apples, each pack contains 5. So once you reduce 1 from what you have already added on the number line, it creates another lower number on the number line. That is what I noticed.
Oh, great. Great. Thank you. Any other person? Okay, if there's no other person, all right, we go to the next thing. So now this is an instruction. Look at it. It says here, 2, focus on the apple scene. I'm not going to read this out. Now, I want you to read this and do it yourself. Can we see our screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's read this and set our sim like this, and then answer this.
Okay.
It will help if we have a notebook and pen by our side. I'm sorry I didn't mention that we should bring our notebook and pen.
So can we go ahead and just give the answers?
Yes.
Are we done already?
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
done.
Yes,
Sola, you are done.
we are done.
Yes.
Okay. Let's wait for others. I'm just hearing only 3 people. Let them play around with the sim and set it this way.
That's going to be 4 different scenarios.
Please, we don't.
Somebody's writing on the screen again.
Okay, please, let's be patient for others.
All right, not a problem.
Okay, as we're waiting for others, you can play around with the racing car and the shopping. You can play around with other sims. So these are for students. You have to keep everyone occupied. So if you have some fast students, there are other advanced sims than that one. You can tell them to play around with it while they wait for their other counterparts to join them. I would give 3 or 4 minutes. Then we'll discuss on activity 2. So if you're in a class scenario, so what you do is you now walk around the various groups and see what's going on. You check them. You just hear their discussions, see what they are doing. You go around. But you don't tell them, you don't give more instructions, because that's why your activity design sheets is meant to be simple. Instruct them simple instructions, simple and straightforward. And that's why it's also good that you yourself put yourself as a student through this activity sheet to see if you would understand it and if you would flow with it. So we're going to move forward now. Okay. So for part
Yes, ma'am, I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'm playing around with the racing lab, but I noticed that when I try to impute the rates, but on the double number line, it's not reflecting.
Okay, I think
Teacher said that you focus
should,
on the apple.
You would refresh. You should refresh. It should reflect.
Okay.
I've left the, oh, so sorry. There are other people still working. But we'll talk about that at the end, okay? Okay?
Okay, ma.
For this now, for part A,
All right,
who can, I just need 3 people tell me just tell me one thing. What can you tell about the apple scene above? Just say one thing.
Hello, ma. The price changes, the price per unit price will determine how much each of the apples will cost. For example, the example you have here is $2 per one. So good. Definitely, yes, per one. So the price would change. But when it's $1, I tried it with $1. If I put 2 apples, I have $2. If I put the price unit to be $2 per unit per one, then if I have 5 apples, that's 10. So it depends on your price per unit per apple, the rate.
Okay, good. Good, thank you, ma. Any other person?
Okay, ma'am. The apple seen above there, it shows the unit price. That is, if you have one apple, then the price is $2. So that's what I can say. So now go to when you increase it.
Okay, good. Now for the B, the table. What did you get in the table? What did we all get in the table? The first column. What did we get?
$4.
Okay.
$1.
$1.50.
$6 for 3 apples.
3 apples.
For 2 apples is $1.50.
No, it's $6.
Okay. Are you seeing this? Let me please drop it on the chat. Let me see. Drop it in the chat. Let me see. Drop it in the chat box, please. Let's drop in the chat box. Let me see your answer. $2 was the 2 apples, what's the price? 3 apples, what's the price? 4 apples, what's the price? 5 apples, what's the price? Let me see. Okay. 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 I had $1.5. Okay. 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 So here we have 2 apples. We have is what? $4. Because from our chart here, it says what? 1 apple is what? $2. Okay, so we have to read our instructions closely. So 3 apples is what? $6. 4 apples is what? $8, and 5 apples will give us what? $10. Now, I want us, how many things now? Question C says, write down at least 3 patterns you observed in the table. What 3 patterns did we observe in the table?
Can we write the pattern is counting into? Okay.
Can we write in the chat box? Okay, increasing by 2, increases by 2. The pattern is counting in 2s. Skip counts in 2s. Okay. Okay. Multiples of 2s. Good. Okay. Multiplication pattern. Okay, I notice price increases by 2. Good. Sequence counting of 2. There's actually a sequence. Thank you, Charity. Thank you, Mrs. Peter. Thank you, Bisola. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so you can see now, they have noticed a pattern. Everyone will tell their pattern. I see an addition of 2. I see a multiplication of 2. I see an increase of 2. Okay, so a pattern has been formed. Now, let us go to activity 3. Okay, so activity 3 now, we have this seam. Place the seam like this. Are we together? We are together, right? Activity 3, we're using carrots. Now, place it this way. Ratio of apple to $1 is 1 to 2. Great. As the number of apple increases, there's an increase in price. Great. So this you can see this is significant knowledge now. We are trying to imbibe into our students that as you increase the number of apples, definitely the price will increase. That is what rates. So let us quickly set this as simulation this way. And then we have a table. This is the table. Let me put the table away. Okay? We have a table here for us to answer.
Please, I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Now, on this activity table, that the students are given certain numbers to and number of apple or carrots and the cost to calculate. Is it not possible for a smart student not to do the calculation by himself or herself, but use the simulation to get the answer? I don't know if my question is clear.
You might use the simulation to answer the others, but this one, check this one to see if you use the simulation. And it's good also to have smart students.
Thanks, true.
So I'm going to give you 3 more minutes on this.
Okay.
So in this particular activity, one of my notes is, I will circulate the room, eavesdrop on students' conversation, and look for written work. So I'm going to be going around looking for written work. How are they finding the unit rates? That's the unit price. Okay, I'm going to check, identify 1 or more students to present their work. So that's where I'm going to identify the smart ones to present their work. Okay, and so I'm reading all this from my own, what I've written down, how I will conduct this part of the activity sheets. So here, can we now, so here, can someone just quickly say, what can you tell? What can you tell about this carrot thing? Can someone quickly say? Just one person.
Okay, ma'am. Can I talk?
Yes, you can. Please go ahead.
All right. I noticed a pack of carrots is 8 naira. Is $8, sorry.
You can use naira in your class. So because of Nigeria now, we'll put it in our context. We say 8 naira. Okay?
Okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
$8. And I noticed also inside the pack, you have 4 carrots in a pack. So I think that's the reason for the units being made 4 there.
Okay. Okay, good. Now B says, what ways can you use to find the unit price of a carrot? What ways? So I'm trying to poke them to give me ways they can use to find the unit price. If we have if 4 carrots is $8, how will you get the price of 1? That's what I'm trying to ask them. So who can say? Beth, do you want to speak?
Can you?
So for the carrot in a pack, they have 4 of them, meaning they're going to divide the price of 1 pack into 4 that they have to get the answer for the price of 1 carrot.
Okay. Okay, so yours is division, right? But you can speak now. You can go ahead.
Okay. The total cost of the divided by the in it, that will give us the unit price.
Okay. Okay, good. So now our table chart. Quickly, what for the first column? What is the price and what is the unit price per carrot? If you have 8 carrots, what is the price? You know, you can use a simulation to do it. So if you have 8 carrots,
$16.
$16. Okay, and what
That
is
will be $16. Yeah.
So you can see now, since they have written a way, whichever way that they must have written that, oh, this is how I will calculate my unit price. Then they would use that same formula, that method, to create the unit price per carrot. Okay, so I think Mrs. Peter says division. Okay, so here the price is 16. So they would now get what? What will be the unit price per carrot?
$2.
Are you getting me? So you are going to see several answers. So we put 18/16. You get my point, and they'll get half. They'll say it's $half. Okay, so this is where you use now to formalize and try to make the concept definition concrete in their minds. Okay, so $2, and you do it here again for 12. What will be the unit price for 12 number of carrots? If we increase the number of carrots, the price is $24. Then how do you get your unit price? What is the unit price?
It's still $2.
It's still $2. Are you seeing the pattern there? Are you seeing the way we are trying to, bridge? It's still $2. So even if the amount increases, the price per unit is still the same. Okay, so it says here, write down what you observe in the table. So the kids will write down what they've observed. All right, so what have you observed? Let me see some answers. Okay, I see some charts. Price per carrot, division, divide the cost of carrots by the number of carrots. Good. Okay, direct proportion, good.
Okay, I noticed that the ratio of the price to carrots is 2:1.
Good. Okay, good. So here we now have a final check. Can you see this final check? Can you do this? It says, please provide this final check. It says, okay, here is a share with your partner how you found. Now, this is to help other students that maybe didn't get the concept. It says, share with your partner how you found the price for 1 piece of carrots. Did they use the same strategy as you? Some kids will use different strategies. And 4-year-olds use different strategies to get their price of 1 unit. And, you check. So it's for both of them to check what strategies they use to get their answer for 1 price of piece of what? Carrots. Okay. So here you do the final check. Can you do this, please, everyone? It's 2 checks. Let me try to contact Zach.
We cannot hear you again, ma.
Yes, I'm not speaking. I said, please do this 2 last final check. It says here, please read the instruction here. Please provide an example using 8 candies and 4 20-naira notes to define rate, to find how rate is being found. So Which example will you give me with 8 candies and 4 20 naira notes? Can someone share? Can someone share? No, I want someone to speak. I want someone to, yes, please speak. Yeah, please speak. Want some? Yeah, please speak.
Okay.
Hello?
Delight, continue. Continue.
Okay, thank you. I think from the question itself, 8 candies and 4 20 naira notes. So we can simply express it that they multiply the 20 naira notes by the quantity, by the 4, that we give them 80 naira, so to say. Okay, and 8 candies. So if they are to look at that, invariably, we can divide that 80 naira by 8 candies to get a unit price for one candy.
Mm-hmm. So I wish we give us what?
10, of course. That's the typical example that can easily be thought of by any smart students.
And 10 should be in naira, because units.
Sure, so in the same unit, yes, in the same unit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you see.
I don't know, is that okay, right?
Yeah, that's okay. So you can, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So whichever way they want to use it, I give them the 8 candies and 4 20 naira notes. Use it to give me an example on how to find the unit rate. Any kid can take up 20 naira, will give me 2 candies and find the price of 1 candy. So it depends on them. Are you getting me? So here I now ask them a question that if a car drives at 120 kilometers in 3 hours, what is the unit rate per hour? Are you getting me? So this is my final last check to ensure that they understand what unit rate is. So we have put it in their mind that it is division. Do you understand me now? So all they need to do is just divide 120 by 3 and they get the rate per hour. So I asked them now, finally, why is it important to understand unit rate? And they start telling me things, you know, when mommy sends me, I know nobody will cheat me now again. Oh, I know why mommy does this when she's pricing. They will, kids, they will just, so it helps them relate. Oh, I see why when daddy's driving, I will see this speedometer is saying this kilometer. So that's it. You get my point. So they will list 3 possible scenarios that involve unit rates at home. You get my point. So thank you, and we'll see in the main
Please.
group.
Okay, we are still meeting again. Okay.
Yes, we're going back to the main group now. We're going back to it's going. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. How was your session, Prof?
Wow, it was really engaging. We had a very wonderful discussion, honestly.
Great.
Yes. We had great people in that room, I must confess. So we had a very robust discussion. I believe some of them will have some things to share with us here.
Prof, thank you very much. You are a great teacher.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Nemeka. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Prof, for the great time.
I really appreciate that wonderful discussion we had. Every one of them contributed, though we had limited time, but we had a very robust discussion.
40 minutes.
Yeah, it was too short. It was too short for us.
I know. I don't know if everyone is back yet. Zach, are you here?
I think Zach is here, yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, no.
Yes, blessing, I'm here.
Okay. So I think final reflections. How so you've seen us implement and facilitate like a lesson plan. Anyone to share an experience? I see comments, great comments. Anyone to share an experience?
Can I say something?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. The fact that the concept can be visualized, because I was in the math session, makes it a whole lot simpler. Let's say if the child is having difficulty with maths, with the visualization of the concept using those simulations, the child has already learned 50% of the concept. And with interaction with their students, I would say 75%. Then with the teacher, summarizing the whole thing and guiding them, makes it 100%. So I think it's a very wonderful concept.
Oh, great.
For me, I was in the science department. The pre-lab activities actually gives a connection between their previous knowledge and the activity they are about to do. So it is the bridge between the knowledge they have and what to expect while they are going through the simulation, especially when they want to start doing the open play. They'll be able to start seeing some of those things and get answers for some of those questions that they had in mind.
Oh, good. Any other person?
Yeah, basically just like Marvelous rightly said, the pre-lab activities, also helps the teacher to assess the prior knowledge of the students, because it's a key factor that will really help the teacher to measure his the outcome, the learning outcome. So, and then going to the open play, of course, you see the students driving their own learning. They are the owners of their learning now, exploring. That exploration phase gives the students the opportunity to own the whole process, and then while the teacher goes around, asks questions, that centers around the objectives and the whole thought, helping the children to achieve, helping the children to achieve those objectives even while in the process. And then the overall discussion, the whole class discussion, where perhaps the group will come, maybe representative of groups, discuss their findings and all the rest of them. It's that's like the more or less the explanation, and then they elaborate more on the new knowledge now, and they can connect their new knowledge to what they used to learn, they used to have, and then they can connect the new knowledge to solve other problems, advanced problems. I think it's a great one. The steps are very, very, they are great ones. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Okay, Mom. Last one, I was in the math class, which is quite interesting and engaging for the children. The fact that the children could easily read out the instructions and implement it, apply it using the same is very, very interesting. And as the children are having fun and the class becoming adventurous for them, learning is also taking place. And on the teacher's part, being a facilitator, it makes the learning interesting. Why the children it will make the math class easy for the children to assimilate. Thank you, Mom.
Okay, great. I'm so glad everyone
Can I say something, please?
Okay, yes, please do, Flourish.
All right. One of the things I so much appreciate about this PhET is it enables the teacher to learn from the students. Since the students are in charge of the learning process, they can really explore the same and be very creative about it. Like Prof said during the breakout session, there are some things the teacher will not even know, or the teacher will not even notice. But through the exploration of the students, they'll be able to discover that. I think it's a very good thing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, excellent, Flourish.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, because of time, you shouldn't skip me. Okay, so it's quite very important that we make sure we are ready with our lesson plan, as our prof has stressed, and also Zach has also stressed, okay, because it would help us to deliver the lesson plan with maximum effectiveness, okay? It will be so easy, making your activity sheet easy, and and it will help the students to flow and understand the concept which you want them to learn at the end of the day. Okay, so Zach will quickly take us through the Coursera part of the implementation. Zach, can you please take us through that for this week assignments?
Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
Blessing. Let me put up my screen and open implementation. Implementation, facilitating. Okay, let me share my screen. So the last phase of the course is implementation of PhET activities for STEM education. And let me view as learner so that we see the same thing that you'll be able to see in the course. So this is how the course is going to appear when you enroll on the course. And the course itself is, make just this one smaller a bit for the time being. Yeah. So the course is implementation of PhET activities for STEM education. And this course is divided into 2 weeks. And the objectives of this course is 1, to become familiar with strategies to facilitate student use of simulations during a sim-based activity, implement sim-based math or science lesson plan and activity sheets that you've developed. And then, of course, you'll have an opportunity to reflect on and revise your lesson to improve on it before or after your implementation. Just like the other 2 courses, it is divided into like, reading sections. You have some videos. You have information about facilitation, of course, that you'll go through. How do you circulate and help students in small groups, for example? How do you pace and check for understanding? And how do you bring everything together after a lesson? Then you will have an opportunity, of course, to reflect on your plan. There is a template that is shared that will help you to reflect on your lesson. I'm sure you've seen the template for pre-implementation and also post-implementation. And then you have an assignment activity here, actually 2 of them. So the first one is the lesson plan and then pre-implementation reflection. So for example, when I click on it, it is going to give me the instructions for that activity, and basically is developing the lesson and then reflecting on the lesson itself. Sorry, I think yeah. So here it is. If I go to the end here, so you have instructions there on the lesson plan and pre-implementation. Here are the instructions. You have a template here that you're going to download just like the others and fill it. And then there is the review criteria. That is what you use to review the others. And then again, submission, just like the other assignments. Again, this is where you'll submit your activity. And then if I go back, if I just go back to the other, if I go back to the other activity that you're supposed to do. So after implementing, after planning your lesson, and then you've implemented it, you've tried it in class, you're supposed to do this last part here, which is on the lesson plan, and also I think this should be post-implementation reflection, if I'm not wrong. And again, here are instructions on what you're supposed to do.
There's a week 2. There's a week 2, I see.
Oh yeah, let me just click on week 2. You as learner, and then go to week 2. Week 2, yes. So let it load up. Yeah, so week 2, again, these are the objectives for week 2. And week 2 is mainly about you implementing the lesson in your own classroom and then reflecting on it. And then once you've implemented, there is this final lesson plan and post-reflection. final lesson plan and post-reflection. So when you click on it, it is going to show you the instructions again for submitting, and then how to submit again. So here you have a template of the final lesson plan, and then post-implementation reflection, and then a criteria for reviewing. And then again, you're supposed to submit again here. And once you have submitted and it is reviewed, that will be the last component that you'll be able to do as part of this this course. And then, yeah, so that's it about the last course on implementation of PhET activities for STEM education.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Zach. So you see that in the final, the week 2, there are some criteria. During your implementation, you have to take pictures of your session in your class when you're implementing your lesson plan. Okay, after you finish implementing, you take pictures when you're doing it. Someone can take you pictures, you can take videos of when you are implementing that plan. Okay, and it's part of what you are going to upload. Okay, so this week I'll be expecting lovely pictures. Okay, apart from sharing on the WhatsApp group, you also share on the Facebook group. So I encourage everyone to join the Facebook group and share your pictures of how you are implementing. Apart from uploading it on the Coursera website, also do share on the groups. Okay, so thank you so much for staying with us till the last. This is almost like the last session. Okay, next week we might just meet or we might not meet. It depends on the progress of people this week, on how far they have gone. Okay, thank you. I see Miss Peter saying thank you, Ma. Oluwabumi, thank you. You're welcome. Olufunke, you're welcome. I see so many hands raised up. Okay, let me start from the first person. Adebowale Jimo, please ask your question.
You talked about we implementing, we sharing pictures of our implementation of this PhET simulation. Yeah. What about schools that are on holidays? We have been on holidays.
Find kids. You can look for kids. Your neighbor's children, teach them, implement it. You can implement it. Or summer holiday, you can, if you're on summer coaching.
Okay. No, we don't do summer coaching in my school.
Okay, you can, if you have kids at home or neighbors' kids that you can gather 2 or 3, do implement.
I can teach my wife, right?
Zach, is that allowed? Zach, are you there?
Good question. Yeah, so long as your wife and kids and neighbors' kids and it's a good quorum for an interactive lesson. Doesn't really matter.
You know your goal. You'll be amazed that with the sim you will achieve your goal. Once your lesson plan is good, and they will just get whatever concept you are trying to drive down. You get my point.
Yeah. Thanks very much. I'll do that.
Okay. I see Mrs. Peter, your question.
Okay, ma'am. What about maybe achieving it through online? Maybe people that run online classes.
Of course, that's fine. So you would record it. So you can, because you can't upload all the records, so you can maybe screenshots and maybe a short video of when you were saying something and all. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right. And there's something someone posted a question about week 2 activity design, ma'am.
Yes.
About we're supposed to do week 1 and then pick anyone out of science or math.
Yes.
But the thing keep insisting we complete week 2. Like for example, if I've picked week 1 and week 3 and it's insisting I do week 2, what do I do?
Zach?
No, you're just up. No. So the instructions are very clear for that. You either choose science or you choose math. So just do one of them.
Yeah, just do and move forward. It will still give you a certificate as far as you are done with week 1 and one of week 2 or 3. Yeah.
Okay. Well, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Stella Maris, your question?
Okay, ma, thank you so much. Please, I want to know how to do the first course. I was told there was this course that has been done. We're supposed to be doing it online. I don't know. How
Okay.
can I do the course, ma?
Are you on the WhatsApp group?
I'm not, ma.
Hold on, let me share the link. Let me get the link. How do I get the link? How do I get the link? Okay.
Blessing, I'm looking for the Google form.
No. I let her just be in the WhatsApp group, so you know we can share everything there.
Okay.
But I've actually dropped the Google form, but if you have it, also drop the Google form too, please. I've dropped the link to the WhatsApp group so you can join or anyone, and I think someone else also asked, where's the Google form again?
Okay.
Where's the link to the Google? I posted it on the group, so everything would be on the group.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. Copy. Let me share the Google form also. For those, if it's your first time, okay, you can also, there's a Google form I've also dropped. Okay, so I don't see any hands raised up. So sorry for taking your 4 minutes away. Okay, I'm so grateful and thankful for you joining us in this journey. It has been 3 strenuous weeks. I see people, a lot of people complain that it's quite demanding. So thank you so much. My prof, any last words? Are you still there? Prof, don't leave me. Oh, is he still there?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I want to salute your courage for being able to push through to this level. I must say that you're doing a great job. Thank you for imparting STEM education in Africa. And I want to also encourage every one of us. My slogan is this: let's keep improving on ourselves. It's for our own good. Yeah. Let's keep on becoming better than who we were yesterday. It may not yield results now, but believe me sincerely, any value added to yourself is for your own good. And someday you're going to get the reward. As teachers, they say the reward of teachers is in heaven, not again. We'll get a reward here on earth. And God bless you as we impart Africa with STEM education, with technology. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prof, for being with me today. Thank you so much, Zach, for being with me today. Okay. Stella, were you trying to say something? Or you're done? Okay.
No,
So,
I was trying to join the group.
Okay. I've dropped the link. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Our exit tickets, like our tradition, exit ticket, one thing you gain today. Let me see in the group. One very critical thing you gain today. Let me see your exit ticket. Let me see them. Let me see the chats in the chat box. One critical thing you gain today before you leave. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. What you gain from the science breakout session, the math breakout session, the entire session. Let me see your chat in the chat box. One thing you gain today as your exit ticket. How to lead open play for students. Thank you, Sahaba. I have a clear understanding of how to prepare good guide now, how to prepare a lesson plan that has PhET Sim in mind. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying to this stage. Learning needs to be engaging. From Queen Kate says, PhET is not for teachers or students. It creates a middle ground. Great. It creates a middle ground for everyone. Yes, it's a balance. Thank you so much, Kate Johnston, for this. Any other person, clear understanding on activity. It's all like how to make students highly inquisitive and discover things on their own. For Lauren Shaw, the lesson plan is extremely important to a successful implementation of PhET Sims. Important of lesson plan, good. It helps better communication, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity among students, how to run simulation in your classroom, and to prepare the PhET lesson plan, good. Have better understanding on how to engage my students now. Thank you for staying with us to the end of this webinar. I would see you all, open-ended question. I would see you all in the group. Let me not keep you all here. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Prof. See you in the group. Prof, I'm going to add you to the group. Thank you, Zach.
Please, Prof. Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. I was just asking, how can we always access Prof?
I'm going to add him.
Thank you very much.
So you can have my contact once I'm on the group, so you can contact me, please.
I'll add him.
Feel free to contact me. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Prof. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.
Bye, Prof.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.